Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It is election day over in the US, and I hope to God that the US people make the most important decision and they choose to elect the likes of not the dingbat Kamala Harris, no way in hell, but I hope they decide to vote for Donald J. Trump. It would be a much better alternative. In fact, I was listening to a podcast this morning with Scott Galloway, who is in fact endorsing Kamala Harris. He's voted for Kamala Harris. He's quite prominent, but he's a marketing guru, right? He is a marketing teacher, and the Harris campaign has actually come to Scott Galloway in the past and asked for advice, and he's given them advice, but they've looks like they've ignored a lot of it. But nevertheless, he still gives the advice, and he has been saying certain things like, you know, Kamala Harris should have done this, should have done that. There's an issue with the campaign. He's voting for Kamala Harris because she's not Trump. And that's the reason, like, he was trying to explain his so-called reasons for why he's voting for Kamala Harris. But to be honest with you, it just seems like to me he's voting for her because he's a Democrat at heart. And, well, she ain't Trump. So that's what a lot of people are going to be voting for in this election, which I think is rather concerning. If you're voting in a communist, if you're voting in someone that wants World War III to happen, that's problematic. Or you're voting for her because she's a woman. That's, again, problematic. You're not voting for her because of her policies, because she's got none. And even Scott Galloway was talking about how on her website, all the different groups of people she and her administration are going to support, but young men aren't on the list. And Scott Galloway is always talking about the plight of young men at the moment and how we need to help them, et cetera, but yet he's still voting for her. And he's actually putting a bet on Polymarket to vote for not Trump, to vote for Kamala Harris winning the election. To me, that's a problem. But nevertheless, he will do what he will do. I personally believe in my heart of hearts that Trump's going to win, and I hope to God that is the truth, okay? But it used to be back in the day when you had someone that was on a liberal side or the Republican side, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, you can still have a conversation with them. You can still be friends. You can still, you know, have arguments or debates about certain policies or the certain person that is running the country. You can still disagree and still be friends. I mean, I've got quite a few friends of mine, but this just comes with maturity, right? It just comes with a level of, okay, we can understand that we disagree on certain things. That's fine, but let's find some common ground. And that's part of being an adult, right? But there are people out there like this particular woman that in families, unfortunately, they're being broken apart because one side claims to be liberal. And it happens in my family, believe it or not, with one person in my family, which is really sad. Well, it's actually two people in my family, but not in my relatively close family, but someone that I really love and care about. Two people, actually. But, you know, it's just this dividing nature. And I don't get it. Like, there's this vitriol and hate when it comes to family members that if they choose to vote or if they choose to see things differently to the other person, you can't really have much of a conversation about it. You can't really find too much common ground. In fact, there are people out there like this particular woman that have a full-on meltdown over the fact that a family member or her family are supporting right-wing or are supporting Trump. And yet she's not, because why? Oh, abortion. And, Trump doesn't see me for who I really am. Are you kidding me, woman? Like, this whole lie that I cannot stand. The mainstream media and the Democrats are very, very good at the moment at lying and gaslighting the living hell out of people. And that's one of my greatest fears with this election. They have been just attacking and lying the entire time about Donald Trump, and people like this particular person believe in that nonsense. It's like, yes, I know a lot of people are waking up, but there's also a lot of people that aren't waking up and are like this. That to me is concerning. But what's more concerning is the fact that they're having a full-on meltdown over what? Politics, man. Who the hell gives a rat's ass about politics? Politics is rubbish. I hate politics. Yes, I talk about it, but I only talk about it because it's what's happening in the world. Doesn't mean I like it. I hate it with a passion. It's annoying to me how you've got these people in positions of power that lie through the skins of their teeth, and yet they get away with it. And when you've got someone that is finally honest and has been through the actual ringer at the moment, I'm not saying that everything that Trump is saying is completely honest, but a lot of the stuff that he is saying, at least he's more honest than the likes of Kamala Harris. The word salad, the IQ below 50, the person that I cannot stand. I would not. I mean, there'd be no shortage of content, not going to lie, if Kamala Harris gets in. But I don't care about that. I'd much rather there be less content on the internet and less stuff going on around the world to talk about than have Kamala Harris in a position of power. I'd much rather have less content, man, and have Donald Trump in the position of power, because I know at least then we're going to have peace. And at least then the economy is going to be good. And at least then things are going to start to hopefully look up. So anyway, have a watch of this liberal Harris supporter have a full-on meltdown. Now, she could be non-binary. I don't know. But this person doesn't seem like the kind of, I believe in two biological sexes. I don't think she's that sort of person. But anyway, have a watch of her having a full meltdown.
I just saw a video of Harris supporters lining the street, waving signs in Bastrop, Texas, and it has me completely losing my mind. I'm bawling. I grew up in Texas. My grandfather was a union organizer. He cared about people deeply. My grandmother was liberal. My mother, a social worker, liberal. But Texas, after Ann Richards, I'm 48, so I remember when Texas was blue, when Ann Richards had us at the best schools in the country. We were doing great. And then the Republicans, the Bushes, and the destruction of Texas. And at 18, I knew that Texas was not a safe or a sane place, not a safe place for me. And I left, and I've been really feeling all of my family, my extended family, my brother, who I've completely lost to the right wing. And I've really been feeling this the past couple of days. Just the intense pain of losing people, never talking to them again your whole life because they don't believe that you deserve to exist. They are hateful, racist, self-righteous, and it's not worth having a relationship with them. And it just makes me think of how proud and happy that my grandparents, who love Texas, would be to vote for Harris right now, to vote a woman into office, to vote a Black woman into office. They were such good people, and they cared so much about people, and they did not understand racism or hatred, and I just am so touched. To fucking Bastrop, Texas. I'm so touched. And I know there's so many Trump supporters there, and that's fine, but when you felt so ostracized from your own home that you loved, and you loved growing up there, and you loved the bigness and the excitement of Texas, and to know that you're not welcome there, really. I mean, I can hide who I am in Texas because I'm white and cis looking, but fuck. It's It's a lot to lose your whole family.
So how sad do you have to be in life to go on TikTok crying, acting all emotional over the fact that your home state that you decided to leave is, well, mostly Trump, and your family is Trump? Maybe they actually care more about, the economy, more about all that other, the border. Maybe they actually care about things that are really important rather than your right to kill babies and to be a woman. Like, it's absurd. And the whole rhetoric is, oh, Trump's going to ban abortion. He's not doing anything like that. You got to be able to talk to these sort of people about that, but they don't believe it. So this woman is like bawling her eyes out on TikTok. How sad and how lonely do you have to be to do that? To me, that's like really concerning. Lady, get help. If you have got no life whatsoever and you're on TikTok crying to people over the fact that your family is right wing, you're the problem, love, not them. I don't see them getting on TikTok having a full meltdown. Oh, no, my sister, she's supporting Kamala Harris. What am I going to do? Someone help me. No, but you only see Kamala Harris supporters getting on and crying and bawling their eyes out like, no, Trump, he's the boogeyman. Oh, no, help me, help me. That's what people are doing on Kamala Harris' side. And all these dingbats, the white dudes for Kamala Harris, not an ounce of testosterone amongst them. I don't think any of them would want to protect or save women at all. And by the way, Scott Galloway did say that a lot of women are turning up at the polls and voting for Kamala Harris because of abortion, because they haven't been told the actual truth. But that is also concerning. The number one issue for women, young women, is, and also a lot of these older liberal ladies, like this particular one, number one issue, I got to protect my grandkids because they can't have too much, what, and there's going to be too many consequences. And then apparently if Trump gets in, young people aren't going to be having near anywhere as much, what, if Harris got in. Like, are you kidding me? Did you guys see the Harris campaign ads that were really vile and despicable, to say that if Trump gets in, Trump's going to ban corn for young men? And it was like this creepy dude sitting at the foot of a young guy's bed when he's just been, having a bat. Like, that is just, I'm going, what the actual hell, man, is wrong with these people? That's a downright and utter lie, first and foremost. And secondly, it's disgusting. Like, they are that desperate, people, that they would do such a thing like that. But there are those people out there, and I hope to God, once again, that the American people make the right choice. That choice is not Kamala Harris, people. We'll end up in World War III. If you care more about killing babies than ending up in World War III, where you're not going to have any babies if you end up in World War III, think about that, plus so much more. If that's your main concern, man, I feel for you. I really do. Just a little bit. So maybe, just maybe, the US will make the right decision. That's what I'm praying for. You guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.